One of the most exciting times in a high school sports season is the opportunity to earn your way to the state tournament. Two teams will battle for that right tonight in the Section 2 4A Volleyball Championship, featuring a pair of longtime rivals, the Eden Prairie Eagles and the Chaska Hawks. Both schools ranked in the top 5 in the last 4A poll of the season. Get ready for an epic showdown. Hello everyone, I'm Mike Pete and all by myself talking to myself, but as you can see, I won't be alone for long. Eden Prairie and Chaska have a lengthy history when it comes to sports. Outside of football, they share the same section in just about every sport. And as a result, it gets a little feisty, in a friendly way, of course. The visiting Chaska Hawks were the 2 seed. They have been in the top 10 all season long, but didn't pick up a signature win per se until they beat Shakopee in early October, beating them in 5 sets in regular season competition. Chaska beat them again in straight sets in the section semifinal to earn a spot in this round. A win here, and they move on to the Xcel Energy Center next week for the state tournament. Data is limited between the two teams, but we've covered these two in our past games, so we can tell you a little bit about the Chaska hitting lineup. That includes Avery Rosenberg, who has a 94-inch reach and an approach jump of 119 inches. Ella Christ, Sam Schmidt, Mallory Heyer, all of them, when paired up together, make for a ferocious hitting assortment for the Hawks. And that diversity in talent has helped them throughout the season. Chaska has struggled a bit against higher-ranked teams. Marshall and Egan come to mind. But as Scott Van Pelt would say, at this level, all you need is a seat at the table. And a win over Eden Prairie would certainly give them confidence heading into what will be a tough 4A bracket, with Wayzata already advancing to the round of 8. Speaking of Wayzata, that is one of the conference rivals for Eden Prairie. The Eagles were one of the few teams to take a set against Wayzata during weekend tournament play. In their regular season game, they lost to Wayzata in straight sets, but the Eagles went through a bit of adversity. They lost Kendall Minta to injury for a time and dropped a few games, including a surprising loss to Chanhassen. Kendall is back in the lineup, which means her 6'3" frame, 98-inch reach, and 10'1" approach jump are ready to anchor the front row for the Eagles. Kendall headed to Bradley next year. You also have Cameron Berger, who is verbal to Illinois State. Berger, a 91-inch reach, 113-inch approach jump. Paige O'Connell, another front row hitter to keep an eye on. This Eagles team started outside the top 10, picked up a few big wins early in the season, and have been in the discussion ever since. They got the 1 seed and got a first-round bye, beat Minnetonka in straight sets, and as a reward, they get to host what should be an electric section final. Eden Prairie, a lot of talent across the sports spectrum. I don't think anyone would mind if they have to make plans for a trip to the Xcel Energy Center next week. There's a lowdown of what to expect. We'll bring you the Section 2 4A final when we return. Twin City Sports Broadcasting, and a whole lot more. That's what you get from TSB Television. We provide long-lasting digital coverage of your favorite athletes from the preps to the pros. Dazzling moves. Holloman, good if it goes. Yes! Game winners. James, she's in trouble. Finds James. Toss shot! It goes in! And everything in between. Before we let you go, do you want to say hi to anybody?
Oh, I don't know. That put me on the spot there.
If you want to connect with our audience, visit us at patreon.com/TSB Television or sponsor our coverage through PayPal and Cash App. Thank you for watching.
Number 2, senior Berger. Number 12, sophomore middle, Catherine Lahowski. And number 15, 7th grade BS, Clara Christ. Now for tonight's starters, beginning with number 4, junior middle, Avery Rosenberg. Number 5, senior right side, Sam Schmidt. Number 6, junior middle, McKenna Larson. Number 7, senior outside and captain, Mallory. Number 9, junior center, Katrina Thompson. Number 10, junior outside and captain, Ella Christ. Number 14, tonight's libero, senior Lucy Dardis. The Hawks are coached by Sue Murphy, who is assisted by Chuck Simek, Michaela Wenzel, and Lisa Turnitz. And now for the Eden Prairie Eagles. Defensive specialist Emma Matusik. Number 4, senior right side, Grace Burns. Number 5, senior outside, Elle Penland. Number 6, senior outside, Annie Kramer. Number 9, senior middle, Corey Cole. Right side, Anna DeLang. Number 14, senior right side, Val Duhan. Now for tonight's starters, beginning with number 1, senior libero, Caitlin Jensen. Number 3, junior middle, Evelyn Scatta. Number 7, junior outside, Lillian Ekman. Number 8, junior center, Berger. Number 11, senior right side and captain, Paige O'Connell. Number 12, senior right side, Piper Lang. Number 13, senior middle and captain, Kendall Minta. These are coached by Chad Berger, assisted by Steph Stafford, Kelsey Snyder, and Molly Johnson. Last recruitment on the lineup will be done by Patrick Sewell. Dennis Harris. Tonight's second referee is Jeff Krause. Tonight's other ref is Michelle Snyder. And now everybody's ready. Let the fun begin.
The lineups have been introduced. Records out the window now. Win and you move on. Lose and your season ends. That's what's at stake. No convoluted QRF or seeding, anything. These two teams are fighting for a piece of history as we have 4 classes for the first time in high school girls volleyball. So whoever wins will get the distinction of being the first ever Section 2 4A champion. We've got a raucous student section surrounding us here. We've got bands on the other side. No matter which vantage point you choose, it's gonna get loud. Chaska will serve to start this one, and we're underway. And a service error. Service errors, that affected Chaska in their meeting with Jefferson, a game we covered a few weeks ago. They're gonna have to prevent easy mistakes, and Eden Prairie tends them a service error on their end. Piper Lang misfires. So Sam Schmidt and Piper Lang off to a rocky start. We'll try again. This is Ella Christ. And now we get our first ace. So we have yet to really see any sort of offensive rhythm because we've been trading a lot of points off the ace. Now we finally see some action. And a cross-court kill by number 7, Lillian Eknes. Berger the setter, so she's going to pick up a lot of the assists tonight. As we said, data limited with these two, so I can't give you specific rates. And Chaska answers back. Avery Rosenberg with the score. And a passing error on the Eagles. Chaska should get an attacking chance here. Mallory higher, misfires. And EP did not touch the net beforehand. It's early. And I wouldn't be surprised if this one goes the distance. Ball handling error on the Hawks. Double contact is the call. And we're tied at 4 in the early going. And that's going to be a lead ace for Kendall Minta. Minta, born in Cleveland, grew up in St. Louis before she moved here. She and Nia Holloway helped co-found the Black Student Union at Eden Prairie. And Kendall Minta is founding some points on the service game. Headed to Bradley. She and Nia Holloway, the best of friends. Nia, one of the student managers for the Eagles volleyball team. And Minta serves that into the net. But if you're Chad Becker, you'll take it because Minta got you 2 aces. So he gave you 2 points and gave up 1. Now it's Katrina Thompson's turn. Hawks should get a good chance here. Thompson to set for Schmidt. Jensen with the dig. That was touched by Chaska, so that will be a point for Paige O'Connell off the block. Serving now is Cameron Berger. And she serves that one too hard. There might be a few jitters. Remember, there was no section final last year due to the pandemic. And Mallory higher hits that one into the net. So we're seeing some miscues on the service game. Again, big crowd. This is not Eden Prairie's usual gym either. They had to move the section games to the competition gym. They normally play in the small one. That's a point for Chaska. And McKenna Larson, I believe. And the reason they had to move from the small gym where they prefer to play, the crowd. It gets big with these section finals because everyone knows what's on the line. That will be a hitting error on Evelyn Scadam, the first on the Eagles. And we're tied at 8. So we've seen a little bit of everything so far. Eden Prairie attacking from the left side. Chaska was ready. They go to the middle. O'Connell with the dig that almost threw Eden Prairie out of rhythm, but they recover. Here's Christ. O'Connell with the up. That's Lillian Eknes. Setter dump for the Hawks. Berger reads it. We play on. Schmidt from the right side. That ball punched over and falls in bounds. I think that was Piper Lang who scored. That was just a punch. Nothing fancy there, but it's a point for EP, and that's what counts. Kendall Minta rotates back in, and it's Lillian Eknes who scores. Eden Prairie takes a 10-8 lead. They've held an early edge so far. And Chaska answers on the other end. Avery Rosenberg with the score. These teams rank 3 and 4 in the final 4A poll of the regular season. They did not play each other in regular season competition. Avery Rosenberg doesn't play when it comes to the blocking game. She gets an emphatic one against Kendall Minta. 6-1 beats 6-3 that time. And we're tied at 10. Service error on Sam Schmidt. That's the second error for Schmidt on the service game. And again, that is one of Chaska's issues, or at least it was in the Jefferson game. They conceded a lot of points on service errors. That's something they're going to have to clean up. Lift is the official call, so it will not count as a point for Rosenberg, but Chaska scores. And we're tied at 11. Well, that might have gone out. Eden Prairie opted to play it, and Ella Christ will pick up a point. And if you're wondering, it is pronounced Christ. If you haven't seen Chaska volleyball before, not the other way, it's Christ. Free ball for Chaska. Rosenberg cuts right and scores. Chaska on a mini run. Deep serve. Chaska let it go. And what would have been a free ball from Lillian Eknes turns into a kill. Chaska let it go. I thought they might have played it. Instead, it's a break for the Eagles. Here's Mallory Heyer from the left side. Was it touched? The side judge says yes. And we are sitting next to the Eden Prairie fan base. You can imagine how they feel about it. We're surrounded by both student sections. Again, no matter where you go, there's a crowd. So it's either deal with the students or deal with the band in our vicinity. And somebody touched the net. It was Makina Larson. So a free point for Eden Prairie. Heyer with the liner. (15-13), Chaska with the early lead. Mallory Heyer, as you know, going to Minnesota for basketball, focuses exclusively on volleyball in the fall, and I don't blame her. When you talk to a lot of multi-sport athletes, the secondary sport is the one they do for fun. Setter dump by Berger. Chaska able to pick it up. And that's going to be a lift call. You saw a traffic jam on the part of Eden Prairie. And that will be enough to get Chad Becker to call the timeout. Chaska with a 16-13 lead. How did Chaska get here? They had to play in the first round of their section. They beat Waconia without much difficulty and then swept Shakopee. This is one of the more brutal sections, though. And why I'd like to see a 1 through 64, because you had several ranked teams. In this group, Minnetonka was in the top 10 for a while. You had Prior Lake and a Miss Volleyball finalist, and Julia Hansen. But Ella Chris doesn't care about that. She gets a big kill from the back row, and Chaska with a 4-point lead. And then a service error on the part of Katrina Thompson. 4 service errors on the Hawks. Berger with a good serve. Chaska can't do a whole lot with it. Berger with the set. And that was number 3, Evelyn Scadam. Scadam got there just in time. And so did Berger for that set. So the Eagles with a pair of points. We talk about it in basketball, but it matters in volleyball too, those ATO sequences. Mallory higher. Woof. She's gonna pump you up like Hans and Franz after that hit. And with that, I'll show myself out. Mallory higher. Mallory, I just fused her name. That goes out of bounds. That is the 5th service error on the Hawks in this set. They still lead by 2, but again, all those points add up with a point on every play. Sam Schmidt makes up for it on the cross-court shot. Eden Prairie with the answer. Lillian Eknes scores. Two-point margin, anyone's game. Point for the Eagles on a ball handling error. Lift is the call. Chris, her attack was dug. That time, Chris scores. If you were to ask me which team has the edge, I really couldn't tell you. Both teams have some signature wins on the resume. Again, Eden Prairie had that loss to Chanhassen, but they were without Kendall Minta. Eknes digs her own shot. Chaska will get a chance here. And that is number 12, Piper Lang. Unofficially, Chaska with the slight edge in kills, but 5 service errors to Eden Prairie's 2 have allowed the Eagles to hang around. And the Eagles should get a good chance here. Eknes going off speed. A good effort by Lang, but nobody was there to back her up, and Avery Rosenberg should get the point out of that. 21-19. Rosenberg on the curl. Eknes hits it into the net. the second of his 2 timeouts in this set. And looking at the resume for Chaska, as we said, throughout the season when they went up against higher ranked competition, they played Wayzata twice and lost both times in straight sets, once in regular season play, once in a weekend invitational. They also lost to Egan, St. Michael Abbeville in a weekend tournament. Their best wins came against Jefferson, Northfield, and they also got a win against the #1 team in Class A, Mare Lutheran. So the metrics would suggest that Chaska would be an underdog. In 4A, Wayzata and Egan look to be the favorites in a showdown, a rematch of 2 years ago, the last time we had a state tournament in the 3-class era. But, as we said before, all you need is a seat at the table. If you can get that, who knows what can happen. Minta from the middle, got it. And don't forget, you still have to win by 2. And until someone gets to 25, it's not a done deal. A lot of section finals and semifinals taking place this evening. Semifinals in the lower classes. I believe Paige O'Connell, no, it did not cross the net, so there'll be a ball handling error on Chaska, but O'Connell was in position. And Eden Prairie makes it a 1-point margin again. Can they take the lead? They haven't done so in the later stages. Hard hit by Christ. Eden Prairie recovers. And another ball handling error. Chaska has struggled in that aspect. 5 service errors, 4 ball handling errors. And now Sue Murphy will use the first of her 2 timeouts. And we've seen Chaska in the past struggle to close out sets at times. They'd build a big lead and then give up a rally late. Usually their lead was large enough to hang on, but they've had no such luxury against Eden Prairie so far. The Eagles got a statement win early against Lakeville South, beating them in straight sets. They beat a Jefferson team that was shorthanded, lost a close one to Southwest Christian, the #1 team in 2A and the favorites to win. But at the Eagle Invite, they took a set against Wayzata and beat Eastridge, Lakeville North, and Shakopee, all top 10 teams. So if you look at strength of schedule, the Eagles have a slight edge with the victories they have. The Chanhassen game hurt them a bit, but they did get a pair of wins over Lakeville North, another perennial in volleyball. Avery Rosenberg doesn't care about that one bit. She lands the cross-court shot. And Chaska 2 points away from capturing the first set. Minta fires. Chris with the up. Higher. Blocked! And that woke up the Eden Prairie fan base. Certainly the guy next to me. He's feeling it. They're all feeling it. 23-23. Next point will be the set point. Chaska recovers after a tough serve receive. Should get a good chance here. Off speed. Berger with a set to O'Connell. Got it! O'Connell with the off-speed hit. And Chaska will use their last timeout. Eden Prairie will have set point when we return, and I was pausing to see what the student section had to say, or the parents, but I think they're pumped. 24-23, Eden Prairie with set point. I got here at about 5 o'clock before they let spectators in, and the folks working this game said it was going to be a doozy. They expected a big crowd. I think there's a lot of pent-up emotion with the lockdowns and protocols and capacity limits of a year ago. We haven't cleared the hurdle just yet, but with the situation a lot better and having a normal season, I imagine this was going to be an exciting showcase of volleyball, with the winner moving on to the Xcel Energy Center. Eden Prairie with set point. Higher. Do it! O'Connell. Chris with the dig. Higher again from the left side. Got it. And we're going to have extras. As you know, you have to win by 2, and both teams have used up their timeouts for this set. Eden Prairie laid off that serve. Katrina Thompson with their second service error, 6 for the Hawks, and if they can't hang on to this set, that will be a big reason why. Higher blocked. Minta not on the floor right now. That is more of a rotation situation than an opinion on her playmaking. Free ball, tap down. Evelyn Scadam wins it for the Eagles on the overpass. Eden Prairie withstands the Chaska surge late and captures the first set. And if that was any indication, the rest of this game should be dynamite. We're back in a moment.
When the high school season is over, TSP Television goes on the highlight trail. Our highlight reels provide you with a valuable resource for recruiters and a keepsake of your favorite athlete. To learn more about our highlight reel services, contact us at tsptelevision@gmail.com.
Set number 2 about to start between Eden Prairie and Chaska. The Eagles taking the first set. The big difference were the service errors. Chaska had 6, Eden Prairie had 2. So even though Chaska had the slight edge in attacks, 13 kills to 11 for the Eagles, the service errors wiped away that advantage. Chaska also had 4 ball handling errors. Eden Prairie with a relatively clean first set. 1 ball handling error, 2 service errors, 2 hitting errors. You'll take that. And Caitlin Jensen will serve to start set number 2. Eden Prairie captures the first set. And Minta will score off the block. Eknes led the Eagles in kills with 4. Minta had just 2, and so did Piper Lang. But again, Eden Prairie scored on errors. For Chaska, Mallory Higher had 4 kills to lead the Hawks. She and Avery Rosenberg both had 4 unofficially, or Rosenberg had 5 actually. That serve receive goes into the Chaska side, but Rosenberg couldn't catch up to it in time. Minta again. That time the Chaska block was prepared. Big up by Jensen. Chaska will save it. Free ball for the Eagles, though. That hit the antenna. As you know, the antenna cannot be touched. And Chris hit that into the net. Watch for the service errors. They have caused issues for the Hawks as of late. And the Eagles should get a free ball here. Berger with the set to Eknes. Bump, set, spike. As the old saying goes. Eknes doing well so far. Berger to Minta. Whoa! Minta with the laser. And Eden Prairie getting the early jump in this second set. Mallory higher with the line shot from the left side. That is her sweet spot. Was that touched? No, it landed in bounds. We have a different vantage point than usual. So Eknes will get credit for that. I thought the boundary was a little bit further up. Mallory higher, still firing lasers from the left side. Berger to Minta from the right side. Chris had to get under that. And Mallory higher scores again. Higher with 3 points in a row for the Hawks. She's up to 7 kills unofficially. Has over 1,000 in her career. And this is her second score. Here she comes. Can't put the velocity on it this time. But the Chaska block does. Schmidt and Larson will get credit for that. As you know, in volleyball, you have block totals and solo blocks and block assists. That's how it goes, and then they calculate a total category. 6-5, Chaska leads, make it 7-5 on the spike from the middle by McKenna Larson. O'Connell off of Dardis, and that goes into the Chaska student section. Minta to serve for the Eagles. Schmidt with the heat. Schmidt chips in a few kills. She played a big role in Chaska's regular season win over Shakopee. Berger with a set to Evelyn Scadam from behind. That's not a name we call often, at least when we've done Eden Prairie volleyball, but that's what the best setters do. They keep opponents guessing. And we continue this back and forth exchange. Am I surprised by that? Not in the slightest. Scadam and Lang were there on the block, and we're tied at 8. Berger serving. O'Connell. Dardis with a big up. Christ paints the line. I thought Eden Prairie had time to get under there. They decided to let the ball go out, and that judgment call didn't pay off. Long way to go in this set, though. And Eden Prairie answers right back. Berger to Scadam again. So Evelyn Scadam, the 6-foot junior middle blocker, getting some action. And here is O'Connell. Ella Chris scores off the block. She has 6 kills unofficially. Avery Rosenberg has yet to score in this set, but it's 10-9, still a long way to go. Line judge rules it out, and that is the 3rd service error on Sam Schmidt. The 8th against the Hawks. And that has got to be infuriating, especially when Caitlin Jensen serves up an ace. Overpass. Eden Prairie touched the net. Lillian Eknes had a point, but she made contact with the net. As you know, the net cannot be touched in any way. And we're tied at 11. Berger to Minta. And Kendall Minta is slowly awakening. She did have a solid first set with a block, a couple of aces, and a couple of kills, so it's not like her presence was missing in the first set, but she is a bona fide hitter. So is Higher. This game also significant as it pairs up a couple of future Gophers who will play against each other later this season. Mallory Higher and Nia Holloway, committed to Minnesota women's basketball next year. Both are excited about that and became fast friends. Lillian Eknes scores on the line shot for the Eagles. (13-12). Higher once again scores on the left side. Whenever she can get set up out there in that outside position is what they officially call it, she can inflict a lot of damage. We've seen that throughout the volleyball season. From the back row, it's Christ who throws down the heat. And another lead change. That looked like a tight bump, but Berger was able to set it to O'Connell, who scores, got the deflection, and Paige O'Connell is slowly inching her kill total upward. Kendall Minta serving. She could struggle a little bit. And Scadam touched the net. We mentioned the service errors being an issue for Chaska. With Eden Prairie, we covered their game against Jefferson, and they had some problems with net contacts. Eagles get the save after that block, so Chaska will have to try again. And Sam Schmidt delivers. The Hawks take a 2-point lead. Chad Becker urging on his brethren. Becker and Murphy, they've been at this for a long time and have a lot of wins between them. Berger going with the setter dump. Now she'll set to O'Connell. Higher played it. Chris, too soft. That is just the second hitting error on the Hawks. Higher, yikes. Missed that one by a little bit. But it's rally scoring, so if you make a mistake, sweat it off, shrug it off, focus on the next play. That's true in all of sport, but especially this one. Chaska gets the save after an Eden Prairie block. And it's these types of hustle plays that can define a game as well. Eden Prairie wins that net ball. Evelyn Scadam with the hit. So the Eagles able to parlay that into a point. And the Eagles follow up with an ace from Cameron Berger as the Eagles go on a quick run, and that will be enough for Sue Murphy to call a timeout. The Eagles lead 18-16 in set number 2. Here's some fun facts about Eden Prairie. Half of the team went to Spanish immersion school when they were younger, so several members are bilingual, and another player on varsity, Valentina Guhan, speaks 4 languages. Annika Lang, the senior, she and Piper are twins. Annika, the homecoming queen. That's always fun. And Lillian Eknes has met some royalty, meeting the president of Iceland. Always fun to hear some of these fun facts and skills of these student athletes, because I say this all the time. As Piper Lang scores, you're more than your stat sheet, you're more than your record. As long as you remember that, you'll go far and make a difference. There's so much to learn about these athletes. Eden Prairie leads by 3. 19-16, Chaska have given up 5 in a row by my count, make it 6 in a row. Scadam with the score, and this is a crucial stage. If Eden Prairie can capture this set, all they need is one more, and the section championship is theirs. Chris with the big hit, but Eden Prairie makes the recovery. They'll try again. This time, Chris finds the mark. One thing you don't expect in this series are lopsided sets, at least with these two. Again, they did not play each other in the regular season. Paige O'Connell scores from the right side. Eden Prairie finding a little more success in the hitting game. And they lead by 4. Christ tried against Piper Lang. The first attack didn't work, but she tapped down the overpass. And the Eagles take a commanding 5-point lead, 22-17. And with this timeout, here's a few more fun facts we can share about the Eagles. Grace Ernst, another senior, has a turtle named Myrtle. Tori Coles was a child model for JCPenney and Target Studios. And several players were on JV as freshmen. They went undefeated. And Kendall was telling me before the game, they've been all hoping and wishing for this moment since freshman year. And Eden Prairie in prime position to take a commanding lead. And Chaska out of timeout, Sam Schmidt with a hitting error. That being said, just because you're up 2-0 doesn't mean you have the game won. We covered one such game earlier this year. And Paige O'Connell served that into the net. Eden Prairie does have some room for error. But I mentioned that because Southwest Christian and Mare Lutheran. Southwest Christian won the first 2 sets. Came close to a sweep. Couldn't hang on. Mare Lutheran won sets 3 and 4, and we had to settle it in a 5th. It's not over until somebody wins 3. That goes off the ceiling. Not much Eden Prairie could do. The Xcel Energy Center will have a higher clearance, and even the small gym has a little more of a clearance, but not much the Eagles could do there. They lay off, and a service error. We've said that phrase a lot on the part of Chaska. 9. Macy Polk hit it out of bounds. Eden Prairie with 5 set points. And the Eagles will get a free ball. Berger to Minta. Goes off speed. And it pays off! Chaska was ready for the heater. Instead, Kendall Minta uses finesse to capture set 2, 25-19. And the Hawks are down to their last set. Eden Prairie 1 away from reaching the state tournament and being one of the first 8 to advance to the Class 4A tournament next week at Xcel Energy Center. A lot of fun, and we can't wait to bring you more when we return.
When the high school season is over, TSP Television goes on the highlight trail. Our highlight reels provide you with a valuable resource for recruiters and a keepsake of your favorite athlete. To learn more about our highlight reel services, contact us at tsptelevision@gmail.com.
As we return to Eden Prairie, I now understand why my floor awareness or my spatial awareness was thrown off. The net isn't set up at the center court area on the basketball side. Everything is moved up a few rows. But Eden Prairie's spatial awareness has been almost flawless in that second set. 16 kills, 13 for Chaska. Just 1 hitting error, 1 service error. Chaska had 3 hitting errors, 3 service errors. Also, Eden Prairie picked up a pair of aces, Chaska with none. That doesn't seem like much, but that adds up. and gave Eden Prairie a 25-19 win. One more set, and they move on to the X. Chaska has to win out to stay in the game. But as we said before, just because you're up by 2 sets to none doesn't mean you're through. Berger to Minta, big hit. Overpass, Chaska with a couple of big ups. And they stay with it. Avery Rosenberg lands the hit that falls for a point. Christ scores from the left side, got a friendly bounce from the net. That would be a tape kill in the words of Stephanie Blanda. And that serve just straddled the net. Laying to Agnes. Now Berger will set from behind, and that did not cross. So Eden Prairie starting a little sluggish. But we've seen them bounce back from deficits before. Well, that was unscripted, but Eden Prairie will take it. Cameron Berger, I think, mistimed the set. That would have been a free ball, but it falls for a point. The Eagles getting a couple of fortuitous plays. Low serve. Chaska able to play it. And Minta couldn't get to that in time. Christ, I believe, and Rosenberg. They give Rosenberg credit for the block. Chris was also in position. Chaska with a 4-1 lead. Again, Chaska down to their last set. Minta playing decoy. Lillian Eknes will get credit for the kill. Eknes with 8 kills unofficially. She's doing well. Rosenberg on another curl route. O'Connell going off speed. Free ball for the Eagles. Berger to O'Connell. Dardis with the up. Heyer will score off the block. Mallory Heyer picks up her 10th kill. Ella Christ had 5 for the Hawks in that last set. So did Heyer. There's the signature Minta heater that we've come to expect. Certainly Eden Prairie fans have. Minta, by the way, had 4 kills in the second set. She has 6 and a couple of aces too. But Eden Prairie, they've been spreading the ball around. Larson, I believe, got up there for the block. Chaska getting an edge in that area. Minta will rotate out again. That is not an indicator of her playing ability. When you see rotations in volleyball, it comes down to where the players are strongest. Free ball for the Hawks. Schmidt with the off-speed teardrop. Give Chaska an ace, Katrina Thompson. They did not record one in the second set, and Chaska with an 8-3 lead. Eden Prairie in a bit of a jam, and it's a packed house. I've got people, I just noticed there's people perched in the row behind us who took a short climb. Everywhere you look, fans adorn the competition gymnasium. And if you want to adorn us with your story in sports, you can be a guest on a future episode of our Mic'd Up Sports podcast series. All you need is a good story, and we're happy to share it. Contact us at @MikePeden on social media or tsbtelevision@gmail.com. We'd love to share your story. We have a few episodes that will come your way as we transition from fall to winter sports. About 3 weeks from now, we'll make a full return to basketball, barring something weird. So Eden Prairie in a bit of a jam. Let's see how they respond after the timeout, with Chaska leading 8-3. Thompson to Hire. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Mallory will go with the basket.
O'Connell scores off the block to end the Chaska run for now. Cameron Berger serving. And she serves up another ace, her second. Berger headed to Illinois State. Verbal, that is. She's a junior, can't sign the NLI until November of next year. But she will be going to Division I. That much we know. Lang almost got a point there. Eden Prairie should get a free ball, though. Berger will set up to Lang once more, and that will go down as a block. Mallory Hire with her third service error. That is only the first for the Hawks in this set. As we said before, service errors have done them in the past. If they can clean that up, they'd have a good chance. Eknes touched the net. Conversely, Eden Prairie, that has been their Achilles heel, making contact with the net. Now Chaska touched the net. 11-7. This game's certainly not out of reach for Eden Prairie, and it's not a done deal yet for Chaska, but that's not going to help the Eden Prairie cause. A service error on Caitlin Jensen. Chris will be charged with a hitting error that did not touch an Eden Prairie player. That's the second hitting error on Chris. Overall, not a ton of them, and a lead ace for Piper Lang, the 6th ace for the Eagles. Could this give them the spark they're looking for? We shall see, but Ella Christ has other ideas. Scoring on the line shot from the right side. Berger to Minta. Tried to go off speed. Eden Prairie will get another free ball here. This time Berger with a set to Etnis, and Lillian finishes the play. Lillian with 9 kills. Overpass, Minta taps it down. And what really has impressed me about Eden Prairie is Nia and Kennedy, the student managers. Nia's given a piggyback ride, and she's certainly got the strength for it, being a basketball and track athlete here at Eden Prairie. Well, Eden Prairie tried to save it, but Paige O'Connell needed a little more space. Chad Becker was in her path. A for effort, though. Chaska with a 14-11 lead. Berger to Minta. You bet. Kendall Minta. Is starting to pick up her attacking game. And when you look at the Eden Prairie stat sheet, it amazes me the different sets of numbers we've jotted down. And we're going to jot down a block for Scadam. Berger was up there as well. Berger brings some height as a center. And it's now a 1-point margin. The Eagles a gritty bunch. But Mallory higher has proven tough to contain. Minta will rotate out.
Bring it back,
Higher.
Here we go.
If you think she's good at volleyball, wait till you see her in basketball, and I can't wait. O'Connell off the block. And O'Connell, she's up to 7. The balance on this Eden Prairie lineup is impressive. But that's what it takes in 4A, even in the smaller schools. Sam Schmidt will score for the Hawks. Even in the smaller classes, we covered Mare Lutheran and Southwest Christian. They're not one-trick ponies either. Wyzetta, loaded. That's what it takes to succeed at this level. O'Connell with the set to Lang. Chris now. And a collision between Hire and Dardis. I don't know if Chaska could have done much anyway, but Lang will get the point. O'Connell playing center that time. Paige O'Connell, not listed as a setter, at least by position. But the Eagles will take their points any way they can get them. Chris with the off-speed hit. And Chris is up to 11 kills.
Yeah.
That up goes back into the Eden Prairie side. Chaska able to stay with it. They lead by 2, 17-15. But Fernanda Crowley here ends with an Avery Rosenberg kill. Rosenberg has been quiet. She had 4 kills in the first set, none in the second, has a couple here. So she would love to get a more active role in the later stages. Berger with the set to Scadam. Scadam has 5 kills, so she's been contributing as well. Still a tight one. Eden Prairie within 2. They got within 1 a couple of times. But Chaska able to hold them off so far. Rosenberg scores. Rosenberg was ready for Minta. Officially a ball handling error, but Chaska up by 4. And they are in striking distance of extending this game. Remember, they have to win to stay alive. And Avery Rosenberg making her presence felt. Chaska, their offense has been more concentrated. Chris Rosenberg higher, Sam Schmidt has chipped in a few points as well. And the winner will play at the Xcel Energy Center. The biggest difference, though, for Chaska, which I think has helped, just 1 service error in this set. They had 6 in the first set, 3 in the second. Piper Lang scores, and when you're not giving up 3 points at a high rate, Chaska with just a couple of errors and 1 net violation in this set, that can be a big boost. A big block by the Eagles, and it lands in play. Eden Prairie out of timeouts, we should add, the rest of the way. And that will be a point for the Eagles on the let serve from Piper Lang. They're back within 1. Chaska will call a timeout. We saw this in the first set. Chaska built an edge. Eden Prairie answered back. Could we see the same thing happen here? Remember, Chaska, they have to win this set to stay alive. A deep rivalry with these two schools. A lot of talented athletes. And if the two were in the same class for football, I'm sure they would schedule a match against each other. A lot of great teams here at Eden Prairie. One of the standard bearers in high school athletics, a member of the Lake Conference, and one of the largest schools by enrollment, equivalent to a small city.
Nice. Get it.
Berger races back for the set to Eknes. Dardis with another up.
Here we go.
An extended rally playing out. ends with a Kendall Minta tap down on the overpass. We're tied at 20. Chaska with 1 timeout left. Eden Prairie, they're out of timeouts for this set. Eagles should get a free ball here. Minta couldn't get in the wind-up motion. Berger timed the jump perfectly and got the block. Chaska couldn't recover, and the Eagles take the lead. Berger more of the setter than an attacker, but remember, she's got some height. You don't always see that with setters, and she's using it to full effect. Ella Chris scores down the middle. 21-21. Chaska led 8-3 early in this set, but now they're looking at a tough scenario. Setter dump, oh no! Berger touched the net. That's a huge swing at this late stage. You saw Berger go up with her left. I think that cost her because she had to go across. If she was able to use her right arm, maybe she avoids touching the net, but we play on. Remember that play though. Another extended rally. Playing to Agnes. And we're tied again at 22. Avery Rosenberg hit it out. Chaska will use their final timeout. Eden Prairie 2 points away. For what it's worth, whoever wins this game will get the 3 seed, and with the lopsided sections this year, you had several ranked teams in Section 2 go at it. In Prior Lake, Minnetonka was up there for a while, and 3 in Eden Prairie, Chaska, Shakopee, they held 3, 4, 5 in the rankings. Egan and Eastridge are meeting in Section 3. Egan should win that one, you would think, and Wayzata beat Champlain Park to advance in Section 5. So Wayzata, they've locked in the 1 seed. If Egan wins, they'll get the 2. These two are battling for the 3, and with the way the sections have played out this year, Lakeville North, if they win Section 1, should get the 4, but the seeded teams should get a cakewalk in their first round compared to some of the other sections out there. Mallory Hires scores. And Chaska, they needed her offense, and they get it at a crucial juncture in this set and this game. (23-23). Minta scores! Eden Prairie trailed by 5. Minta going back to serve. Eden Prairie 1 point away. That's it! Chaska crossed the center line. Nowhere in that pile is Kendall Minta, who won it on the serve. She had a couple of aces in the first set. And Eden Prairie will move on to state in a straight set win. They trailed in the first and third sets, but held off the Chaska Surges and answered back, and Chaska, a heck of a run. You could see the tears and the hugs on the Chaska sideline. Jubilation on the Eden Prairie side. It wasn't easy, but Eden Prairie's attacking game stepped up in the second and third sets, and Chaska, they're going to look back on the hitting errors and the service errors. This was not a lopsided affair by any stretch of the means, but Eden Prairie a little more poised, and they move on. And at least one Eden Prairie team has punched their way to the state tournament. You figure football will make a deep run as well, but congratulations are in order for the Eagles. And a tip of the hat to the Chaska Hawks, too. They had quite the season. Picked up a couple big wins against Shakopee, and they have a lot coming back for next year's group. Like Avery, Rosenberg, and McKenna Larson, Katrina Thompson, Ella Christ. With that core, you expect them to be contenders again in this section. But the night belongs to Eden Prairie. We're going to stay with you for the award ceremony. And we've got to clear out some space here. What a comeback for the Eagles. Again, on the surface it looked like they had things wrapped up, but they had to fight back in sets 1 and 3. Kendall Minta, Paige O'Connell. And don't forget Cameron Berger. Lillian Eknes had some fine plays too. A lot of names for this Eden Prairie lineup. And an extended break here before this award ceremony. So we'll remind you that we will rejoin you later this month for the start of high school basketball. We've got a couple of invitationals. We will cover the St. Thomas tip-off and the Pat Patterson tip-off at St. Thomas Academy and Hamline University, respectively. That will be the next time you can find us on TSB television. And we want to thank the Eden Prairie staff for their hospitality, giving us the opportunity to cover this section game. Eden Prairie got the first round bye, and they won in straight sets against Minnetonka and against Chaska, but this was anything but easy for the Eagles. And one more time, if you have a story you'd like to share and you're an athlete, coach, or anyone with a sports background, don't forget our Mic'd Up Sports Series. Let's go to the floor for the award ceremony.
We need everybody to clear out the floor, please, and some of the players. The awards for tonight's Section 2-4A game will be presented by Chad Becker, head coach of Eden Prairie, and John Summer from Chaska. First, your Section 2-4A runner-up from Chaska High School. Athletes, when your name is called, please step forward and accept your second place medal. Number 1, Ryan Guza. Number 2, Macy Pope. Number 3, Ramsey Johnston. Number 4, Avery Rosenberg. Number 5, Sam Schmidt. Number 6, McKenna Larson. Number 7, Mallory Heyer. Number 8, Maddie Nishi. Number 9, Katrina Thompson. Number 10, Ella Christ. Number 11, Sasha Bogard. Number 12, Catherine Wachowski. Number 14, Lucy Dardis. And number 15, Clara Christ. Now for the student managers, Brianna Berg and Amy Highland. Congrats again to Chaska. Captains, please step up. There's the second place award. Nicely done. Now it's time for the Eagles. Beginning with number 1, Caitlin Jensen. Number 2, Emma Matusik. Number 3, Evelyn Scava. And number 4, Ray Surge. Number 5, Elle Hedlund. Number 6, A. Kramer. Number 7, Lillian Eknes. Number 8, Cam Berger. Number 9, Tori Cole. Number 10, Annika Lang. Number 11, Paige O'Connell. Number 12, Piper Lang. Number 13, Kendall Minta. Number 14, Val Kuhan. And student managers, Mia Holloway. And Kennedy Houston. Captains, please come up and grab the goodies. There we go. Congrats, team. Stay weekend next Thursday at Xcel. AP will be there. Good night, everybody. Thanks for showing up. My bad. Wednesday is when the state begins. Xcel, be there.
Twin Cities sports broadcasting, and a whole lot more. That's what you get from TSP Television. We provide long-lasting digital coverage of your favorite athletes from the preps to the pros. Dazzling moves.
Holloman, good if it goes. Yes!
Game winners.
From James. She's in trouble. Finds James. Toss shot! It goes in!
And everything in between. Before we let you go, do you want to say hi to anybody?
Oh, I don't know. That put me on the spot there.
If you want to connect with our audience, visit us at patreon.com/TSP Television or sponsor our coverage through PayPal and Cash App. Thank you for watching.
We've got a quartet of Eden Prairie Eagles with us, and that really summarizes how they won this section final. Kendall Minta, Cameron Berger, Lillian Eknes, and Piper Lang. Kendall, we'll start with you. You told me beforehand, ever since your freshman year when your JV team went undefeated, you were waiting for a moment like this. You didn't get to have one last year with the season cut short. To wait that long for an opportunity to get a straight set win, to know that you're going to go out with a state tournament run, how does it feel?
It's so exciting. I think we've been working so hard for this as a team. We've been pushing each other really hard in practice. We really believe in each other, so it's been really exciting to just see us continue to progress and finally have this big moment and our chance to go on a state tournament run.
And how would you say you progressed in this game? Your hitting, you were quiet by your standards in the first set. In the second and third set, you really turned it up, but even when you weren't getting kills, you were getting blocks, a couple of aces. You did a little bit of everything. How did that help Eden Prairie tonight?
I think just staying confident in myself and also confident in my teammates. I think everyone picked it up, which helps me be confident in myself, and then I can get those kills and blocks. And so I think just relying on my team and believing in everyone, then it really helps with getting those individual things as well.
And one of those teammates, Cameron Berger. Cameron, one of your plays late in the third set to get a point out of nowhere, that was helpful. There was also another moment, I guess you made up for it, where you had the setter dump but made contact with the net. So you experienced every possible emotional swing I can think of in that third set. But what does it say about Eden Prairie's resilience, where whenever you trailed, you found a way to bounce back?
You know, it's exactly what Kendall said. I know that my teammates are behind me, and it makes me so calm. I've never felt calmer in a set. I was just so confident in just my entire team. It's just, I went through a little bit of everything, but for me, it's just kind of whatever, I guess. I don't know how to describe it, because I know that I'm going to have my teammates to back me up, and I know that I'm going to be a part of their point too, and I think that, just really helps me keep going.
And you certainly were. You're known as the setter, but you do a little bit of everything too. You go up for the blocks. Maybe you didn't get as many kills as your teammates did, but you don't just lay back and pass the ball. You find ways to be active when you need to be.
It's just it's it's also my teammates helping me too, because Piper's really good at telling me when stuff's open and just being up on my blocks. I know when Kendall and Evelyn are next to me, I know that we have a better chance, and it's just our communication and practicing together. All just trust at that point. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Lillian, you had a big role in the first set and kept with it, again representing that lookout. Let's hope nobody gets hurt. That would not look good in the student section next week. But Lillian, what would you make of your performance tonight? You chipped in big time in the first set and stayed with it throughout.
Well, I was just working on trusting in myself, and my teammates really helped me pick that up. After I made a mistake, they would always pick me up so well, so I just had so much confidence in myself, and even when I was hitting it into the block a bunch, they would tell me open spots so I could get around it.
And what would you make of this season? You'll get a chance to play at state. You've had some big ones throughout the year. You started the season outside the top 10, moved your way in, didn't relinquish it. It's been quite the ride.
Yeah, I think we've really proven ourselves through all of our wins, and we've just built up, our teamwork and our entire team, and we've been playing for each other, so it's really helped us get to the top.
And Piper, we kind of roped into this post-game scrum here, but that being said, what does it mean to have a gold medal, winning the section, knowing you're going to get to continue your season at the Xcel Energy Center, and after everything that happened last year, how satisfying is it?
It's pretty satisfying. It's just crazy to think about, but it's so well deserved. All of these girls worked so hard to get to this point, so it's just awesome. I don't know.
And what would you make of your effort tonight and the team effort, where even though Eden Prairie trailed a couple of times, they didn't flinch.
I think just as a team, trusting each other helps trust in ourselves. So having that confidence and being able to come back from behind is really what makes us so special, is because we work so well as a team.
You certainly did. And how do you think that could help going into the tournament? Wayzata, I know, won yesterday. They'll be the 1 seed. If you can advance, they'll be 2. You'll probably get 3. Of course, as you know, it's a whole new ball game at the state tournament. But what are you most excited about?
I'm just excited to keep going. I mean, it's our senior season, well, me and Piper. And then also just like we've been working for this for so long, and I just think we trust each other. We play so well as a team, and we're really resilient. I think we never give up on each other, so I think that'll be really successful when we go to state.
Did the rest of you have anything to add to that?
I think she summed it up really well. I mean, she took the words right out of my mouth, so I mean, I don't know what else to say. Yeah.
I think we're planning on out-teaming the other team.
Yeah, we are.
I like that phrase. That's probably why Kendall's one of the best hitters in the state, because she could come up with all this stuff. Before we go, you want to say hi to anybody?
Hi, Mom. Hi, family that's watching.
Hi, Dad. I know you didn't make it here, so like, hi.
Hi, Mom and Dad, and probably Grandma and Grandpa.
Hey, everyone.
And by the way, I'll give a shout out to your team manager, Nia, as well, because she was saying don't stutter. I did not sense any stutters. You for ace this. So, Nia, have a little more faith in your teammates. They can handle these post-game interviews as well as you can. ITs, of course. No, it's a real team effort, and I know you and Nia have a strong friendship, and I imagine that extends to the rest of you. So we can have a little fun, right?
Yeah.
Well, congratulations on the section championship. Good luck as you make your way to the Axe, and whatever happens, I'm sure you're going to enjoy the heck out of this ride.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
That's Kendall Minta, Lillian Eknes, and Piper Lang, and Cameron Berger, and that wraps up our coverage here from Eden Prairie High School with the victorious Eden Prairie Eagles, the first ever champions in Section 2 4A. For the rest of our crew, I'm Mike Peden. Thanks for watching.